Hey, what's going on, everybody? Blake here. Welcome back to the channel. I got some Thursday Night Football NFL player props to take a look at here today on PrizePicks. If y'all are new to PrizePicks, use this promo code that you see right here down below to get signed up, and that will get your first deposit instantly matched up to $100. So y'all be sure to take advantage there for all of my first-time users. And we'll jump into it. Thursday Night Football got Rams Saints at LA SoFi. So it should be a good, clean game, a dry game. And I've got three picks we're going to look at here. So three picks. Try and see if we can get away with something here. We've got two from New Orleans and one from LA. And we will jump into it. We'll start with our New Orleans picks. First one is going to be Blake Group, whatever you want to call him. Either way, we're going to be calling him taking over on his 7.5 fantasy score here for Blake Group. And LA is currently giving up 8.8 fantasy points per game to kickers. So that's already a whole unit, almost a unit and a half over this line. That is the seventh highest in the league that LA is giving up to these kickers. This game is predicted to be relatively high scoring. So 46.5 or 46 flat over under is what we're looking at right now. LA by 4. So Derek Carr is also picked to throw no more than one touchdown. So we need to keep that in mind. So if we're expecting a high scoring game from the Saints and LA, if it's only a 4-point spread and a 46 over under, that means they're expecting the Saints to get into the end zone and or just get points on the board at least. And if that's going to be the case and they're not having Derek Carr picked to even throw 2 touchdowns, then that means that we're going to be highly dependent on Alvin Kamara, which is a good way. Using that run game that heavy is a good way to find yourself in field goal situations. When you can't get the ball through the air and you're just trying to ground and pound, it's easy to get to those 3rd, 4th downs as you get down the field and get you in those field goal spots. And Blake Group is one of the most heavily utilized kickers in the league as is. He is also going to clear this line of 7.5 fantasy score in 71% of his games. We can take a look at that here. You see these last 5. He has trouble going over right here. Like I said, we're looking for over 7.5. He's only going to clear in 2 of his last 5. Look, this one he got 19, which is pretty crazy. Kicked 6 field goals, made 5 of them, no extra points. So even if they can't get into the end zone, if we can get 5 field goals made, we'll be all right. But you see, before that, it was harder for him to go under the 7.5. Now that it's kind of leveled out on these 3, then that kind of sags this line down for us. But like I said, the Rams are giving up the 7th most fantasy points to these kickers, anyways. And this, like I said, I think the Saints are going to find themselves in some spots to where we can get over the 7.5 mark tonight with Blake here. So give me the over. That's going to be pick number 1. Pick number 2 is going to also be on New Orleans, and it's going to buy right into that theory that we just talked about. This is going to be Alvin Kamara. And I like over 86.5 rushing and receiving yards. I think this line is a bit low here. The books have this set at 87.5 with even money. So we are getting a 1-yard discount here. And so that typically would put us at like minus 120, probably not 120, maybe minus 120 to 125 juice to go over this line as opposed to the 87.5 in the books. Again, Alvin Kamara is going to have to put this team on his back. Kamara is getting damn near as much, if not more, receiving yards as he is rushing yards. As we can see right here, here's his game log. But you look down here at the receiving yards, you can take a look at that. But it's there. And Alvin Kamara or Derek Carr has been struggling with this O-line and receivers, just all of them being on the same page. I think the game plan here is let's get the ball to Kamara, whether that be on the ground or through the air, and just let him go. Let's get this thing going. So I think I think we're going to get massive volume running. Like we talked about, he's a massive, big time volume receiving back, which we love that here. You get big breaks on those receiving backs, big yardage breaks. So that's going to be pick number 2, like the over on that. Now we jump over to LA. A little harder to decide on this side of the ball, but I do have one that I like here. It's going to be Michael Hoyt on the defensive side here, and it's going to be over his only prop on the board, over 3.5 tackles and assists. So there is juice minus 130 to go over this. We'll take a look at his game log, and here's his games on the year. A lot more times than not, he's going to get over 3.5. He clears this in 71% of his games. And like I said, this just buys right into our theory of Kamara getting heavy touches and, Michael Hoyt being a defensive tackle should see a lot of action around that football. And that's just with Kamara getting it. That's not even to mention, getting to Derek Carr. We know Derek Carr likes to break the pocket a lot, take off running, and even step up into the pocket. It's just so many ways for us to clear this line right here with Michael Hoyt in this game. Like I said, against this offensive line and Derek Carr, they're just, they've been doing better as of late, but they're still not all on the same page. You can just tell when they're playing. There's a lot of frustration being built up in that offense. Hoyt is averaging 2.5 solo tackles per game, which is, almost damn near at this line, and then 2 assists per game. So he's averaging 4.5 tackles and assists per game this season. And like I said, should be heavily involved in this run game. So I love this spot for Michael Hoyt. Again, you can look at his game log here. 14 games played. He's only going to go under this 1, 2, 3, 4 of 14. That means he's going to clear this line 10 of 14 times. That is going to be pick number 3 for us. So we got Blake Group, over 7.5 fantasy score. Alvin Kamara, 86.5 rushing and receiving yards. And then Michael Hoyt, over 3.5 tackles and assists. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all please be sure to like the video for me and sub to the channel if this is helping you at all. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget, we've got a Saturday game as well. So I'll see y'all over there. Good luck, everyone. Later.